God bless it, take 2. 3, 4, 5. We were talking about the elites and the defector that I noticed on Reddit. Sorry, I don't have a script, and so I've said this a couple of times now. Anyway, they didn't like what their parents were, grooming them for and wanted to warn the world. And for me at the time, I was kind of new to Reddit, and I was like, okay, grain of salt, whatever. I'm not gonna take this too seriously. But in a series of posts over the course of months, this person would keep laying out the plan and laying out the agenda. And the scary part was, a post that I would have read a couple of weeks ago, well, something would come true in the news, some little thing. This will be used, this little thing will be used in the future for this, and this is why this is happening. And what's scary now is remembering some of the agenda that was laid out and how a lot of that has come to pass. It has come to fruition. Such as tumultuous global climate crisis, increasingly tumultuous debt and spending by countries. And almost the fact that it's no secret about the World Economic Forum and what they're planning on doing, because they're saying that this is what we want to do. And, well, the people with the wealth and the power are the ones to have the ability to influence those who can make those changes politically. So that's kind of frightening in a little bit. But what was really interesting about really all of that encompassed, and this is back in the big old heyday of Alex Jones, when he was kind of still making a name for himself, but quite a little bit on top. Anyway, one of the things that was sort of stated was that celebrities will be used to influence or make things happen or make these changes, or I guess desensitize people, to influence them to accept the changes, embrace the changes, that sort of thing. And so that's kind of one of the things that worries me about this Russell Brand and his videos, because is he one of those people? Many people had even stated that Alex Jones was a deep state actor funded by the CIA and things like that. And so that was fascinating to me to think about, because if that was the case, he was the one desensitizing people by pointing out all of the conspiracies before they happened. But I guess one of those tactics is to point out a bunch of BS, spew it, and then a couple of them actually come true. Well, anyhow, without getting too far into it, that's one of the kind of things that concerns me with this. Now, let's talk about the war with Ukraine and wrap this and tie it back into what I was talking about in the beginning. So, I posted to Facebook earlier, and I should probably just delete my Facebook account. It's hard to, though, because I gotta be the one. I gotta tell people, gotta shout it from the mountaintops. What I know. I'm Paul Revere, maybe, except I don't know if I'll turn coat. Gas prices are the big hot button issue, right? Like, everyone's posting about it. Joe Biden's the scapegoat because it's his little sticker on every little gas pump. I did that. Okay, no. You're being tricked by the elites once again, because the more infighting that they have between the population, the more control they have over the population as a whole. Well, anyway, I digress. Yes, there's a war, and it's filling the media. Yes, gas prices are through the roof. Yes, there are sanctions. What I'm worried about is digital IDs. And I was like, everyone's out here worried about gas prices going up. I'm over here, I'm worried about digital IDs. They've been talking about it. This defector that I've been talking about this whole time has been saying that it would be a thing since like 2014. That was their whole agenda, is to track everybody. Everybody will have an ID. And the scary realization of it is not really so much that we'll have one. I mean, we have a phone. We don't need to, there doesn't need to be an injection of a microchip under your skin for the government to track you, because you have it. I'm looking at mine. You have yours in your pocket, or you're using it to watch this video. They can track you with your phone. That's right, your phone. You will always have a choice to go off grid, but it is just so incredibly hard and unrealistic to go off grid and not be a part of the machine. And that's what they count on. And that is what ID2020.org is about. That is what the new world order that they keep trying to desensitize us to is about. If they can track us, they can control us. We will own nothing, and we will be happy. Brave New World in 1984 had a baby, and this is not the book that I want to be in right now. This is not the reality I signed up to be a part of. So I would say keep awakening, support the big voices out there like JP, Awaken with JP, and like Russell Brand. I mean, it's good things, but I always get scared of something similar to like what happened in Mass Effect. It's one of my favorite games. I really do need to do some videos where I wax philosophical about these games, about this great trilogy. But Saren is one of the main characters. He's like the bad guy. He is the antagonist, and you play Shepard, the protagonist. And indoctrination is a big part of the theme throughout all three games, really. From the Elusive Man to Saren to maybe even yourself there's still a lot of good fan theories out there about whether or not Shepard was indoctrinated. Anyway, with this whole indoctrination theme, it worries me that this person who was this elite defector talked about how celebrities and actors and people at the top were going to be used as the influencers to support this and push this through. So be careful about the changes and the outcomes. I don't know. It's not like everybody has a meeting and gets all the Hollywood actors together and says, hey, this is going to be what we're doing. Well, because it doesn't have to be that. One of the big ways it's done is compartmentalization. That's why the Manhattan Project was successful. How else do you say it? But that was one of the most successful conspiracy theories of all time, committed by the U.S. government. The ability of the U.S. government to keep the Manhattan Project under wraps alone should tell you that other things similar, if not bigger, are possible. And when a corporation, parentheses, S corporations, are able to have more revenue than entire nations, like Walmart has, what outweighs GDP of like small countries, like just like insane amounts of money. A corporation can essentially buy a country. Now, I don't think it's possible legally, but the loopholes are there. Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. I'd love to know. That's why you always hear the cliche of, money laundering in the Cayman Islands or something like that. Because those countries are just like, they have such lax banking laws, and it's only the wealthy people who can afford to have their income or their investments funneled and flow through that. Yep. So, be careful out there. There's a lot going on, and a lot of people are just sleepwalking. I remember when being somebody who is being woke meant somebody who a lot of people are now. And the pandemic woke a lot of people up. They were quote unquote woke. But now it's been co-opted by corporations. Woke capitalism. this whole thing about Gillette doing whatever the fuck they did and Nike doing whatever they've done, and being woke has been co-opted and taken, and it no longer means what it used to mean. And that was probably done on purpose to devalue the weight that it carried. Just like saying Bush did 9/11, Bush did 9/11, as a means to desensitize and make it seem ridiculous. So there you have it. That's what I think. That's what I feel. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this two-parter. I'm going to have to figure out this storage issue on my phone. Anyway, until next time.